Ahead on DC News Now at 4, back-to-back shootings in Southeast DC. Ahead, what we're learning tonight.
It was directed towards me in a way that I was slave labor.
A wave of racist text messages popping up on phones around the DMV. The investigation into who's behind them.
Sunny, dry conditions are still going to be around to start the weekend, but we'll let you know when some rain will finally make a return.
A stop sign program in Prince George's County gets the green light to expand, where drivers can expect to see the crackdown.
Plus,
I hope my candidacy can be a bright step forward.
One-on-one with Alexandria's next mayor, what she plans to accomplish in office and how she's making history.
We begin this afternoon with breaking news. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 4 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Marielle Carbone. Mark Hall and Annalisa Gale have the day off. Well, new details in about 2 afternoon shootings in Southeast DC.
Yeah, so we've learned a man is dead, a teenager injured, and a woman was attacked. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live this afternoon near one of those scenes on Southern Avenue and 13th Streets.
And Daniel, what are you learning out there?
Well, Marielle and Chris, again, 3 different shootings here at 2 different locations. So the first one was police were called at 11 a.m. in the 3000 block of Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue Southeast. They found a 16-year-old shot there. Moments later, at this hospital right here at the United Medical Center, a man was seemingly dropped off in a car, also shot in the upper body. Now, both of them are going to be okay. They believe they were injured in the same shooting on MLK Avenue. Back here on Southern Avenue, this is where police are still on scene. A man was shot right up in the grassy part by the sidewalk over that way. They say that he was taken to the hospital initially unconscious but breathing. He later died at the hospital. In this same incident, they say a woman was with the man who was shot. She was beaten. She is going to be okay. There is a lookout, if we can show you the picture of this gray sedan police say was seen speeding away from this location here on Southern Avenue right after the shooting. Now, they can't confirm any connections at this time, but this is what police said in a press conference just a little bit ago.
Again, detectives are trying to piece it all together, but I'll say what I always say, you know, guns are not the answer.
And so if you have any information about these shootings, you are asked to call police. Again, one on the 3000 block of Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue and the other one here on the 1300 block of Southern Avenue. We're live in Southeast. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
DC News Now is your local election headquarters, and breaking now at 4, the Democratic candidate in the race for Maryland's 6th congressional district is declaring victory. April McLean Delaney declaring victory just moments ago, although it should be noted we have not gotten official word from the Associated Press. Delaney is pulling ahead of Republican Neil Parrott by roughly 8,700 votes. 89% of the ballots have been counted as of this afternoon. Now, according to the Board of Elections, a candidate can file for a recount if the vote difference is under 5%. We have new details this afternoon. Racist texts are appearing on phones, many in the black community across the country.
Yeah, and on the heels of the presidential election, some feeling victimized believe that the actors are feeling emboldened.
Yeah, DC News Now's Ben Dennis is live on campus at Howard University. Now, Ben, you spoke with a woman who received one of these hurtful texts.
Hey there, these messages are indeed hurtful and they are disturbing, including for those here on Howard University's campus and HBCU. While we don't know who is behind them, on the heels of the election, it's only stoking racial division as the feds are trying to figure out who's behind them.
We honestly just can't escape racism no matter where we are.
I feel like this election has given a lot of people an excuse to maybe be openly racist.
It's hurtful, but like I said, it's just a distraction.
Just some thoughts shared at Howard University Friday after members of the black community received texts like this. You have been selected to pick cotton at the nearest plantation. Bring all of your belongings. Anyone who runs away or doesn't show up will be killed.
It was directed towards me in a way that I was slave labor.
Holly Holiday in Hyattsville, Maryland, got one of those texts and quickly became frustrated.
What got me to the point of being angry is how widespread it was being received by other people, and particularly young voters who are way more vulnerable to this kind of behavior.
Students in Montgomery County also were among those who received those texts, according to an email sent to staff and parents from the public school district Thursday. The FBI says it's in contact with the Justice Department about the situation as a whole.
What would you say to the young kids on the receiving end of these texts?
Acknowledge however they are feeling about that, number one, and remind them that as a community, we have been through worse, and that is why it's important to lean on community.
And these texts are getting plenty of condemnation and pushback from top law enforcement officials, including attorneys general in Virginia, Maryland, and the District of Columbia. We've got some advice from D.C. police on what to do if you do spot one of these texts and how to report it. Go to our website, dcnewsnow.com. From Howard University campus in Northwest, Ben Dennis, back to you.
All right, Ben, thank you. Well, taking a live look outside over the Washington Monument, a sunny start to the weekend, but much of the region we know is under a red flag warning because of all that wind and the dry heat that we've been seeing.
That's right. Meteorologist David Matson here to talk more about the red flag warning and how long it'll last. But I guess the good news is rain is finally coming, David.
About time.
Yeah, right, exactly. Later this weekend, we will finally get some of that soggier weather back in the mix. It's been way too long on this historic dry stretch. But yes, today the ingredients all came together. We had sunny skies. We, of course, stayed dry. Temperatures were warm enough, and we got some breezy winds that prompted this red flag warning all here in this magenta color. That includes the D.C. Metro. Now, this technically only goes for another 2 hours up until 6 p.m., but we will still have very dry conditions in place with a little bit of wind as we head into the night. So it's just something to keep in mind if you are handling any sort of ember, open flame. Please be very cautious. And here's a look. Those wind speeds still haven't let up. We still have 10 to 20 mile per hour winds, especially across the northern half of the DMV. But the good news is, yes, these winds do start to let up a little bit as we head into the night, and high pressure starts to calm things down, settling in as we head into the start of the weekend. Now, with that being the case, with high pressure moving on in, those skies will remain very clear. And as the winds start to lighten up, we're finally going to feel quite a bit of chilly air rolling back in. You'll need those jackets later tonight as temperatures tumble down into the 50s, and it's likely to be even chillier still as we wake up on Saturday morning. So we'll talk about the return of that chilly air and, most importantly, when that rainfall is expected to roll in later this weekend. That's all coming up in your full forecast here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, we'll see you then. Meanwhile, more than 400 fentanyl pills off the streets, all thanks to a major drug bust in Montgomery County. Police say a 16-year-old tried to sell the pills to another teen, but officers caught them midway through a deal. Both teens were arrested in the Glenmont area last week. 16-year-old was released to their guardian in charge of possession of drugs and intent to sell.
And we are taking a closer look at a historic election in Alexandria, Virginia.
Yeah, the city's next mayor, Leah Gaskins, will be the first black woman to hold the city's top job.
Yeah, DC News Now's Randy Bass caught up with her one-on-one today as she gets ready to take office.
Yeah, Randy joining us live outside City Hall along King Street this afternoon. And Randy, Gaskins certainly breaking barriers.
Yes, Gaskins will make history when she is officially sworn in January, but she tells us her transition from council member to mayor has already been underway for months. The new mayor-elect says she has big plans for the city of Alexandria.
Getting elected and stepping into this role is only one piece of it. The work to make sure that we get it right is kind of what begins.
Alexandria's new mayor-elect, Leah Gaskins, overwhelmingly elected to the city's top office on Tuesday, running unopposed. So she's been gearing up for the promotion since winning the primary back in June.
If there's anything you'll know about me, I like to be prepared. And so it's included a lot of meetings with other elected officials in the region, getting to understand some of their priorities, what they're working on. It's included meetings with our residents.
Current Mayor Justin Wilson was elected to the office back in 2018 and didn't seek re-election this time around. 35-year-old Gaskins says she's learned a lot from Wilson and her 3 years on the council. Those first 100 days in office, as we like to say, what is at the top of your list?
Yes, the top priorities when I started this campaign were safety, affordability, and accessibility. I think starting with the first 100 days, it's really going to be diving into that accessibility piece, how we communicate as a council, how we are transparent about what it is that we're working on, and how we're going to be working for the people of the city.
The first Black woman to be elected mayor in the city's 275-year history.
Yeah.
Tell me what that means to you.
You know, it has been just honestly, I think the first word that comes to mind is an honor. I feel such a great sense of gratitude, humility, but also responsibility. You know our city's history.
It's both a professional shift and a personal shift for Gaskins, a mom to a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old.
My son has been so excited. Every day when I pick him up from school, he's like, "Are you the mayor yet?"
And he won't have to wait much longer. Aaliyah Gaskins will officially be sworn in as Alexandria's next mayor in just 55 days on January 2nd, 2025. In Alexandria, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
All right, Randy, thanks. Staying in the Commonwealth, turns out Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin will not be joining the Trump administration after all. There was speculation Youngkin was thinking of jumping ship before his term is up in January of 2026 for a possible position in the Trump House, perhaps even a cabinet position. But Youngkin's press secretary telling us he plans on finishing his term as governor.
And in light of President-elect Donald Trump's win, the Women's March group, it is organizing a rally outside Union Station in D.C. tomorrow. Now, that group is also helping to organize a People's March on Washington. It's scheduled for January 18th, which is just 2 days before the inauguration.